first, Joe was all angry while Hunter was all,
if you have a piece of crack cocaine no bigger than this quarter that I'm holding in my hand, 1/4 of $1, we passed a law through the leadership of Senator Thurmond and myself and others, a law that says if you're caught with that, you go to jail for 5 years.
And then Joe grew old and became apologetic. And then he was like,
it was a mistake. I've been trying to change it since then, particularly the portion on cocaine.
But now, to take it even further, there's a new initiative from the Biden administration where they are giving out free crack pipes. But they're doing it. Now listen to this. They're doing this in the name of racial equity. But anyway, let me introduce myself. For you all that don't know, I am Kwame Mega Man from Chicagoland. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. So, I'm just really trying to figure out what the hell that even means. Like, let's think about this for a second. I guess I'm trying to figure out what problem, first and foremost, what epidemic, what issue they're trying to redress here. You know what I'm saying? So let's say there is a crack cocaine issue, you know, usage or whatever, which I'm not really sure. I don't know how many new crackheads are just turning out in 2021 after seeing movies like New Jack City and what's the other movie? Jungle Fever, was it? Yeah, with Samuel L. Jackson. I smoked the TV, mama. Yeah. After that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't really see any new people, you know, doing crack. Well, whatever. Maybe there is an epidemic that needs to be addressed. So, how is giving out free crack pipes going to address that epidemic? But really, what got to me was the actual, I guess, the motive, which is racial equity. Enough of what I got to say. Let's read this little article. I think it came from the Washington Free Beacon. So we'll read a little bit of this, and then we'll come back and further discuss this nonsense. All right? The Biden administration is set to fund the distribution of crack pipes to drug addicts as part of its plan to advance racial equity. The $30 million grant program, which closed applications Monday and will begin in May, will provide funds to nonprofits and local governments to help make drug use safer for addicts, including in the grant, which is overseen by the Department of Health and Human Services, are funds for smoking kits / supplies. A spokesman for the agency told the Washington Free Beacon that these kits will provide pipes for users to smoke crack cocaine, crystal methamphetamine, and any illicit substance. The HHH said the kits aim to reduce the risk of infection when smoking substances with glass pipes, which can lead to infections through cuts and sores. Applicants for the grants are prioritized if they treat a majority of underserved communities, including African Americans and LGBTQ persons, as established under Joe Biden's executive order on advancing racial equity. Well, there you have it. Now, how this is supposed to advance racial equity, I have no idea. You know, first of all, there's already a disproportionate amount of quote unquote black people, you know, who smoke crack. You know, when you look at the greater number of crack users, I'd be willing to bet that the majority of crackheads are, well, in America anyway, the majority of crackheads are quote unquote black. So I don't understand how this is advancing racial equity. I mean, if it was really supposed to be advancing racial equity, I would think it would be to reduce the number of black crackheads to make it like maybe per capita more similar to the number of white crackheads. I don't know. I have no idea how this advances racial equity. But what it does tell me is that they can say anything and put it in the name of racial equity, and it will get the support. It will pull at the heartstrings of a lot of quote unquote black Americans, you know what I'm saying? Especially the ones who vote blue no matter who, you know. Oh, he said racial equity. He loves black people. I mean, this is textbook definition of race pimping. This is what it is in a nutshell. This is how you get pimped. All I really see is a misappropriation of tax funds, you know, money stolen from the people. And now really what I see is just them using said stolen money to further enable the crack cocaine addiction that is disproportionate in the black community as compared to other communities. This is why Jason L. Riley asked for you liberals to stop helping us. Please stop helping us. Do us favors and do us no favors, because this is just absolute nonsense. You know what I'm saying? It's the same person who has helped lock up so many people for crack cocaine, who then said he regretted doing so, is now trying to further enable the crack cocaine use in the black community. To Joe, you ain't black if you don't smoke crack. Or if you black, you gotta smoke crack. Or if you smoke crack, you gotta be black. So nationwide, you had last year all types of homicides, you know, record levels for a lot of cities. Despite that, it just really does show you where their priorities are. Really, instead of addressing a much bigger issue, an issue that is much more of a plague on humanity, which is, you know, intra-racial violence. That is the bigger issue in society than crack cocaine usage. Let's talk about racial equity. Let's talk about homicide rates. Are there not more black on black crimes, black on black violence per capita than there is white on white or Hispanic on Hispanic? You know, even though I don't subscribe to race, just for the sake of this argument and the sake of this classification of human beings, this is higher. Homicides are higher in one community versus the others. So to achieve racial equity, wouldn't we be trying to bring that number down? Honestly, wouldn't we? If we're really concerned with racial equity, wouldn't we be trying to, you know, equalize? Not saying that we need the other communities to be killing each other more than they already are, because we already know that violence is more likely to happen intra-racially. So for all of y'all that want to make the irrelevant statement, the irrelevant rebuttal that, well, most violence is intraracial, you don't ever hear them talking about white on white violence. Well, that's because there is more of a culture of black on black violence than there is these other groups of human beings. It's just that simple. So you can spare me your little disingenuous rebuttals, because we already know what the deal is. But that's what we need to be focusing on. And if we were going to focus on some type of racial equity, then why not try to have the black community mirror the homicide rate of the white community or the Asian community or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Like, why not have the black community mirror the communities that don't have as high of a intra-racial violence rate? Why not? These Democrat politicians don't care about the improvement of the black community. You know, things like this aren't really for progress. It's really just meant to act like you're doing something while appealing to the emotions of people who subscribe to identity politics. So y'all let me know what y'all think. Are things like this truly helpful in achieving racial equity? And if so, please explain how. Because, I don't see it. But anyway, man, maybe I'm just a hater. You know what I'm saying? Kwame Man from Chicagoland signing out. Peace and love.